David Parker Ray, aka the Toybox Killer, was born in 1939 in New Mexico. Throughout his life, he had a troubled past and a criminal record that involved charges of kidnapping, sexual assault, and torture. Ray's crimes revolved around a horrifying place he called the Toybox. It was a soundproofed and custom-built trailer located in a remote area of New Mexico. In total, Ray is believed to have spent $100,000 on the trailer, fitting it with sex toys and torture devices. He would kidnap between 5 and 6 women a year, holding them captive for around 3 to 4 months. He would sexually abuse his victims, sometimes involving his dog or his wife, and torture them with surgical instruments. Then Ray would drug them in an attempt to erase their memories before abandoning them by the side of the road. In '99, a victim managed to escape the toy box and made it to the police. The police raided the toy box, finding evidence of countless victims who had endured unspeakable agony within its walls. David was arrested, and he, along with his accomplices, faced numerous charges of kidnapping, sexual assault, and torture. Though no bodies were found, Ray was accused by his accomplices of killing several women and was suspected to have murdered as many as 60 people. In 2001, Ray was convicted on multiple counts and got 224 years in prison. Before further investigation into the murders, David died in 2002 due to a heart attack. Fred West was born on September 29, 1941 in Herefordshire, England. His childhood was marked by several nasty things, ranging from assault to even impregnating his younger sister. His first marriage was filled with infidelity, some illegitimate children, and abuse of all sorts. His first murder was in the late 60s, one of his mistresses. He dismembered her body and even cut out the unborn baby. He met his second wife, Rose, while she was 15. Rose murdered one of his children while Fred was locked up for a short while. Shortly after his release, he murdered his first wife, extensively dismembering her body. On January of '72, they got married. Both individuals had murderous and abusive tendencies. Rose began to work as a prostitute, operating from an upstairs room in their home. Despite all the debauchery in the house, Fred continued to mistreat his daughters. His oldest went missing in the late 80s, and in the early 90s, another of his daughters expressed to one of her friends on how her father had been sodomizing her. This led to the police being called. Fred confessed to killing his daughter and to 9 more murders, all women, 6 bodies being buried beneath the house. They both was arrested in '94, the pair believed to have murdered 12 to 13 people. In January '95, Fred hung himself awaiting trial. Rose was sentenced to life. Genene Jones, aka the Angel of Death, began her career as a licensed vocational nurse in San Antonio, Texas, working in pediatric clinics and hospitals. No one could have imagined the horrors she would unleash. In a pediatric intensive care unit, a statistically improbable number of children died under her care. Because the hospital feared being sued, it simply asked all of its LVNs, including Jones, to resign. She then took a position at a pediatrician's clinic in Kerrville, Texas. It was here that she was charged with poisoning 6 kids. During the 70s and 80s, Genene's crimes involved the deliberate administration of toxic substances to helpless infants and children under her care. She injected them with overdoses of medications like heparin and digoxin, causing cardiac arrest and ultimately leading to the loss of up to 60 innocent lives. Genene's reign of terror went undetected for years, as many deaths were initially attributed to natural causes. Eventually, Jones was apprehended and brought into trial in the late 80s. Proving intent and establishing the exact number of victims proved to be a challenging task. She was only convicted for 1 count of murder and sentenced to 99 years in prison.